What's up guys, this is Sapphire bringing you another exciting replay. Now we've got Glade, aka mOOnGlaDe, sporting as the red Zerg, and his opponent, as you can see talking right here, is LzGamer, sporting as the blue Terran. Now for those of you who don't know LzGamer, he's actually a very big name in Starcraft 2, especially during the beta. He's a North American player. He plays on Team EG, aka Evil Geniuses, which is without a doubt the biggest non-Korean StarCraft gaming clan. They've got Hydra, In Control. In Warcraft 3 they've got Grubby. Their Counter-Strike team is really well renowned. They've also got Tasteless on their team. So LzGamer is part of a really big, really successful non-Korean gaming clan. So really interested to see this matchup because this is before 1.1. So this is going to be with the full damage tanks, and the tooltips are going to lie and tell me that this is actually 1.1, but it's not. You have to load the old replay, so I will catch up and get 1.1 replays going as soon as possible, but I've got a few pre-patch games to get through, like this one, which has been sent to me. So really interested on this. This is Elnaga Caverns, of course, which I think that Blizzard has thrown in there with the intention of mixing it up a little bit to just try and make things mirrored, try and not give too many advantages, but of course there's been a lot of controversial things said about this. Now, I'm casting this on an interesting weekend. For those Australians, you'll know that there's the Grand Final in AFL, the Grand Final in NRL. I'm only mentioning this because it was eclipsed by the Grand Final in the GSL, which has been the biggest StarCraft 2 tournament to date. And the reason I bring that up is I saw a very interesting trick that was done by the player Cool in that match. And Cool did, aka the Zerg player, aka Fruit Dealer, who ended up winning the competition, did a really interesting trick. Now we see that LzGamer, he's not actually doing it. I don't see many players doing this at all. But once your gas is finished, it's pretty common to take SCVs, and this doesn't matter, it could be drones or probes, it doesn't matter for any race. It's to take the workers that have just finished their trip, so they've just finished their trip and then they go across to the gas. But what Cool did, which I found really interesting, is he took his workers, the last ones to finish, right as the gas finished, and then he actually clicked on this mineral patch here. So he took his one SCV that just finished, then right-clicked on the mineral patch, and then when it got 90% of the way to the mineral patch, he then took it to the gas. Now this is a pretty advanced trick, and it doesn't buy you that much, but it's a very interesting one, because when you send your SCV to this mineral patch, it actually mineral walks. Like if I'm an SCV over here chilling out, and then I click on this mineral patch over here, it will ignore unit pathing. It will basically ghost walk, if people can remember that from Warcraft 3. It will walk through all the units and then basically ignore pathing and just cut through them in the most optimal line. So he saved a few seconds there, and I've never seen that done before. So it's a really interesting trick, a really high level play. And just focusing on this game a little bit more, we are seeing a pretty standard expansion. 21 is the favorite time for Zerg to throw down expansion. It's very safe. He's getting Zergling speed. He threw that down at a 14 pool, got gas a little bit late, but mOOnGlaDe has been doing this a little bit lately. He's optimizing the amount of drones that are on gas for specific timing upgrades. I mean, right now he doesn't need the gas, he needs the minerals, and he's getting that really specifically as we see this Reaper coming out, and LzGamer's got the Nitro Packs research coming on, so he's really looking to commit to this, and looking like he's just going to try and work on this hatchery. These Zerglings are here, but speed is not done, almost done with speed, and then he's just waiting for that, just going to let the hatchery take a few damages. Now, he's sending his Zerglings in while the speed's finishing. I like this, speed is finished now, so this Reaper's going to be at risk. He's going to need to be microed really well. LzGamer's really going to have to be on his guard here, using the cliff nicely. Those Zerglings are in a little bit of trouble, and especially when more Reapers start to come out. Here's the second Reaper, another Reaper in production, while they're cleaning up these Zerglings. Now he really needs to get a Queen down there. He's got the second Queen out, which is good, delaying the lair just to get that Queen online, which is going to do a really nice defense. And once this creeps online, this speedling harassment's going to be a lot more successful. More barracks going down. Looking like we're going to see the classic 5 racks Reaper play. Didn't wall off whatsoever, just pure aggression from LzGamer here. And you're really interested to see how mOOnGlaDe is going to deal with this, because I do know that he dealt with it pretty well in the Blizzard Southeast Asia Invitational, but this is being played after that. This is on the North American server, which is why mOOnGlade's ID is actually mOOnGlaDe. He's actually known as Glade now on the Southeast Asia servers. But I'm trying to get more of these games lately, more of the top SEA pros as everyone sort of migrates to North America, try and get their games against some of the big names on North America. So really interested in this one. And mOOnGlaDe spreading a little bit of creep here. It's really important to network these two up, trying to get that closed so that he can bring Zerglings along to these cliffs, because Reapers can jump up here, get behind your extractor, get a few kills, and as the Zerglings close, they can just jump down again. but he's really pumping out these Reapers. He is going 5 racks Reaper, and this is pre-patch, so they built really fast. And there's the expansion. So 5 racks Reaper was such a strong opening. It's still alright, but it's not as good as it was. And this is when it was at the height of its power, basically, because these Reapers here, in waves of 5, they can get very close to critical mass, and once they hit 10 to 15 Reapers, even getting a surround of Zerglings is just not enough, because there's just so much DPS coming out. That Zergling did not live long. Zerglings do not live long against this many Reapers, and here comes the additional wave of Reapers. Spire going up for mOOnGlaDe. I like the timing for mOOnGlaDe, and the positioning is good too, so if there's a scan here, he'll likely miss it. And we are seeing the Reapers moving across now, trying to get to their way to the expansion. There's a lot of creep here though. Surround coming off from mOOnGlaDe, looking to close with these Reapers, taking out a lot of Reapers. Really nice from mOOnGlaDe. Even going to get that last one. Only one Reaper is going to survive. Bit of mismanagement there by LzGamer. Glade dealt with that really nicely. And he's got positioning over here. He's got lots of creep tumors. He's got lots of Overlord, lots of vision for all these waves of Reapers. And they're really not having the impact they should. He's not doing anywhere near the damage he needs to. Blocking off the expansion with creep. I like that. The command center is not yet done. We're seeing more Reapers coming in. Going in for the surround again. Beautiful surround there by Glade. Doesn't have that critical mass of Reapers, so the surround was damaged. Really damaging, because what happened before is his Reapers got split in 2. And they're really effective when they're bundled up tightly and move tightly as a solid unit. Because when there's 10 to 15 Reapers, that's when they're really deadly. So Glade has dealt with this really nicely. And now there's a bunch of mutas on the way, expansion being blocked, bunker going down. So now LzGamer is getting a little bit worried, starting to be a bit more defensive. Sending out his Reapers, he's got to try and harass, but just going to poke in here with these Zerglings, and these Reapers are massively out of position. No more Reapers being thinged. Will he be able to get down this bunker? Takes out the SCV. Bunker's going to be lost. Reapers out of position. These Marines are at risk, actually. Got to pull these Reapers back. Zerglings going into the base. Getting us around on these Marines. These Marines are in trouble. Your date's number. Here come the Reapers. Needed those. But here come the Mutalisks. This is beautiful timing by mOOnGlaDe. More Marines coming out. But the Marines being dealt with by the Mutalisks. Reapers realizing they can do nothing here. Going for a run, basically. And mOOnGlaDe is deciding to pull his mutas to deal with these Reapers. Interesting choice. There was no turrets up in the main. He could have gone and killed some SCVs, but no, these Reapers, one of them is almost dead. But these Reapers coming in, Queen closing in, going for the surround again. Much better control this time by LzGamer. Starting to climb onto it, pulling out the back, cleaning up those Zerglings, but the mutas are going to put an end to this. Not much money going on at this expansion. He can't do too much damage. They're going to be basically cleaned up. And now that Reaper harass is completely shut down. And this whole time, LzGamer has now fallen behind, because usually with 5 racks Reaper you can harass the Zerg to a point where they can't do much, and I love this Creepers here. He's going to have to bring his Marines down, and there's the Marines now. Going to have to bring it down, take out this Overlord that's dropping horrible, disgusting creep all over the ground, and this is just slowing LzGamer down right more, and mOOnGlaDe has got everything timing perfect this game. This is like a clinic on how to play Terran vs Zerg. But then again, this is Terran we're talking about, so he can get back into it. Got to be careful. Doesn't want to close too close with those Marines. That's a lot of Marines. Really needs the Banelings to deal with that, but of course this is mOOnGlaDe. He's already got the Baneling nest down. These Zerglings going to be cleaned up. They're very damaged, but the bunker not being able to finish there, but he doesn't have enough Mutalisks to really harass. More Mutalisks on the way. Starting to get good mining at his expansion. But because he had to cut drones rather, to deal with this Reaper harassment, he still did not manage to get much mining at his natural expansion. But it doesn't matter, because this creep has not yet receded. This is really slow moving creep, and LzGamer is probably sitting here spamming land. Please land, but no, that mained SCVs coming across, cutting into the expansion right here, but it's not landed. You need to land this. There we go. And now mOOnGlaDe is just playing his natural game right now, going for that super crucial Baneling speed upgrade. Baneling speed is absolutely fantastic.